All right, beautiful people. Welcome back to the Virtus Performance Podcast. My first one for the year, boys. How are we?
Same.
Yeah?
Mitchie's not mine.
Carrying the team.
Am I still muted? No, I'm good.
No, you're back. How's it been?
Solo hosting, to be fair, I actually haven't done one for like 6 weeks.
Because you just smashed them all out.
Yeah, because I had a heap of spare time, so I just knocked them all out. And then, Georgia's editing them and putting them up.
Had a girl, mostly.
Mostly.
What's been?
What was it like?
What was it like front loading a year with potties and
fine, easy.
driving the
conversations like that is easy for me.
You did 3 in a day, didn't you?
Yeah, I did 3 in a day. 7 a.m. and 10 p.m.
What was your highlight?
One that hasn't come out yet, so you'll have to keep listening.
Which one?
You'll have to wait and find out.
Can you tell us?
No. There's a couple of goodies coming. Not to say the last 7 have been.
The ones that have been out. Give me a highlight.
The ones that have been out.
Conversation, topic, thought process.
I mean, they all bring different things. Like, they're all different people, and I'm not just sitting on the fence here.
With splinters?
A little bit, just on my left cheek. No, I mean, they all bring something different, which is why it's good. And, like, they all might be of, like, the same environment or, like, sporty people or, like, mid-20s to mid-30s people, but they all have different life experiences. So, like, talking to Shane is very different to what it is talking to Nick or Mitch Greaves or... so, like, for me, the best part about that has been to sit down and have conversations that you probably don't usually have with those people.
Yeah.
Just on Mitch Greaves, you said you don't train any soccer/football athletes.
Yeah,
Poor old Gavin O'Reilly.
Well, at that stage, you were still in Ireland, so...
Yeah,
I don't know.
It was a little while ago. I think, you just go levels deeper to what you would normally have with those people. Even if you know them very well, you know them for a long time.
Yeah, and I get to mess with them and make them talk about things that they probably didn't think they were going to talk about walking in the room.
Yes.
Which is nice because it puts them on the spot.
Yeah. Which is why we're here essentially. We've been listening. Your feedback has been that you want to hear a little bit more from us. So the plan with this is, Mitchell?
More random shit.
More random shit. We'll aim for a weekly pod. The three of us, mix of the team.
Sounds like he's sitting on the fence, Tyler.
We'll get Jazzington back on as well.
Aim for a weekly pod? Monday mornings?
Yeah, we're going to do Monday mornings.
This is Wednesday.
I might not be here every week. Yeah, fucked up. We're 0 from 1.
Yeah.
But we're going to do a weekly pod. We'll release it every week just as a bit of a what's been happening, what's news, where we're all at, what's going on in the gym, all that kind of stuff. So
we can call this one the Friday debrief because it's going to come out on Friday.
No, I reckon we'll do Monday.
Yeah, but this one's going to come out on Friday because it's Wednesday.
George is in tonight, though, so she could just go bang, bang.
Yeah, but it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
You can't have Monday. It's 2 days ago.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll decide throughout the week.
Let's digress. Tyler, what's been happening? What's news? Fill us in.
Really hate to be that guy, but like not much really. Just my life's looking like just work at the moment. Just wake up, train, work as much as possible to set myself up before I head off for a little bit.
For a
little bit of a working vacay.
What has your work been looking like? It's not just coaching on the coach floor where people would see you.
No, I think a lot of people didn't know this. Like my secondary role here at Virtus is partnerships and helping business owners and employers and local sporting club coaches and school teachers invest in their humans, so whether that's school students or athletes or employees, helping them invest in their humans and create happy and high-performing organisations. And what a general day-to-day looks like varies pretty wildly. Spent the last 3 hours on Canva prettying up a PDF for me to send out to different organisations. The day-to-day looks different. I say to people I'm more of a desk worker these days. Spend a lot of time sitting on my ass. Not quite practicing what I preach, but
has there been
I like it.
It's interesting that you're like trying to drive that and you're also like pulling yourself away from the things that you're actively teaching these businesses. Has there been like a takeaway or like a universal area for improvement across businesses, schools and stuff? Is there one thing or a couple of things you've noticed like, fuck, everyone sucks at drinking water or sleeping or looking after themselves or moving or whatever?
Not necessarily one, but the things that we think are so obvious and well known just because we're in the space every single day.
Yeah.
A lot of people actually don't know about.
Give us some examples.
Just some of the tips on sleep and nutrition. As you said, hydration. ask people ask a room full of people
3
how
litres
much
a day.
water they're drinking. Or put your hand up if you're drinking more than 2 litres of water a day, and like barely anyone will whack their hand up. And that's almost like the lowest hanging fruit of all. Maybe aside from moving a little bit more, but yeah.
I got my watch back. Steps. I'm hitting my steps again.
Is that a Garmin?
It's a Garmin, the Venue. Get around it.
The only one you should have, Garmin.
Yeah. Get
Apple
around
Watch's
Garmin. Sponsorship.
fashion statements. I'll stick by that.
I was thinking, I was like, maybe I'll buy an Apple Watch. I was like, you're a fucking idiot. There's a Garmin in your drawer that I thought it was broken. Turns out my charger was just broken.
Yeah.
New charger, new watch, new me. 5,500 steps already. 12,000 a day. We're ticking boxes.
Battery life that lasts longer than 2 hours, so that also helps.
Why do you wear your Aura ring as well as your Garmin?
I got married, and my wife would be upset if I took it off.
Yeah, that's your wedding band?
So most of that
The Aura
is...
ring?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I didn't want to wear a ring, but we compromised and I got a ring.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to sell mine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're done?
Yeah.
To be honest...
Sucks. Heard it for Aura ring? Sucks.
It sucks. No, they don't suck. If you want to dive into the data once a day and jump on your phone and look through the app, it's great.
I mean, yeah, the data would be phenomenal if it was accurate.
It is more accurate than most of the devices.
Definitely more accurate than my watch.
Yeah, it's way more accurate than the watch.
The instant feedback of being able to see my heart rate, my steps, my body battery, all the Garmin stuff that you're able to do, having it right there, having a display, is definitely preferable for me. Like, I go weeks without charging this and go, oh yeah, I haven't really checked my sleep, but it's been fucking dead for 2 weeks. So I think these
seems like a you problem.
it's just I just forget. Like I feel like it just becomes part of like I take it off for deadlifts and chin ups and that's about it. So anyway, the on the wearable technology, they're all just tools that give you a little bit more information.
Anyone got any insight to Whoop? Thoughts on Whoop?
It's exactly the same. Yeah. It's more accurate than Garmin, less accurate than an Aura ring.
Yeah.
Off we go.
Yeah, I'm annoyed by the subscription model that all of these companies are bringing out. Like, I understand it from a business perspective, but as a consumer, I will probably, now that I'm back on the Garmin train, so sponsorship, now I'm back on the Garmin train, we'll probably cancel the Aura free membership that I've got at the moment.
Not a wearable guy, Tyler?
Nah, not in the slightest. And that's not to say it's not helpful, but just not helpful. Not helpful for me.
All.
Yeah. Nah.
What do you run?
I'll get a nice watch one day.
I got a Phoenix.
A nice watch or a
like a
they're different. They're two
like
different
a tell the
worlds.
time watch, but I'll probably still look at my phone to check the time because that's what I've done for the last 15 years, and there's no break in that habit.
Yeah,
Electromagnetic field out in Hamilton's a bit distorted, so
it's true. It's true. They knocked down
time runs different.
No 5G towers down there.
Yeah, that's why, because you fucking knocked it down. Mid-COVID, Tyler's like, sorry guys, gotta go back to Hamilton and knock over the 5G tower.
Just tied him to my car and drove off. Like that Simpsons app.
I love it. You reference Simpsons so much. Phoenix, how's the Phoenix?
I get lots
you
of
got a
compliments on
freshie,
it
right?
being big. Because it is. I got the big dog, so it's like a 51mm Phoenix 7X Solar Sapphire.
Yeah.
Charge it once every 3 weeks.
Yeah,
4
see,
weeks.
that's good. This is like every 4 or 5 days now. It used to be every couple of weeks.
This is like the big dog. This is
See, that's chunky.
Yeah.
Is that become a nuisance at all?
No. Like everything, you get used to it. Like I'm sure these felt chunky when you put them on the first time. You thought, no, you don't notice.
Makes me about 3 centimetres taller too.
Yeah, that's why I put them. No, and also it has an adaptable screen, so you put whatever you want on it. What's relative to you, but
What's your heart rate at the moment?
64.
Oh, I'm a little bit more fucking jacked up.
Oh, he's nervous.
And I'm nervous
about the first potty of the year.
This delicious chicken fried rice from
I
Tarmacon.
have had about 3 cups of batchy, so that will do it. What about you, Mitchell? What's been happening? What's going on in your world?
Well, I'm doing the opposite of him. Less desk work and more on my feet.
Yeah.
So
Are you enjoying loading up on coaching at the moment?
Yeah, I find it easy, but enjoyable. It's not. The hours aren't hard hours, put it that way.
Yeah.
So yes,
It's a fairly easy job.
you make it as easy as you want it to be.
What's new on the coaching floor? What's been happening? Now
We've
that
got
I'm
4 interns that
3 months off it.
3 interns. 4 interns.
4 interns.
Excuse you.
Oh, 3.5.
3.5. Yeah. Tyler, you want to buy in on that one?
Did you want to unpack that a little bit? Or?
No, not yet. Not yet. We'll let the people hang on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it, really. I mean, got some new, well, not really a coaching model, but the people on the floor has probably shifted demographic-wise and service-wise. Obviously, in the middle of our testing week at the moment. Goal setting week next week. So, yeah, lots of things happening, but it's all relatively smooth sailing.
Just keeps rolling through. Give us a quick deep dive into like testing, why we're doing it, what it's for, when we're going to be doing it, what we're looking for.
Yep. So this is for Michelle Moore, who didn't know we were doing this morning, as she walked in with toothpaste all over her jumper. So that's how Michelle's going this week.
Minty fresh.
She'd really, really enjoy me talking about that too. But also, I wouldn't have if she didn't leave her jumper here when she left. So
that's fair enough.
It reminded me on the way up the stairs. So this week we have a testing battery of 15 movements, screens, tests, all of the above.
Yep.
That will be a quarterly thing that we do at the end of a VGT block. Pretty much. So every 3 months, for those that don't know, we do a new program. A coach rolls over the program, meaning that Tyler's done the last 3 months, I'll take the next 3 months, and then Jazz and so.
Yep.
That's will accumulate with a bit of a goal setting week, which we're going to roll out the week after, which is when they come in, they can kind of revisit, well, in the future, what they did last quarter. Has the goalpost moved? Are they getting what they want? Are they doing what they said they wanted to do? So it's keeping everyone accountable.
Yeah.
To what they say they want to do, but also trying to keep moving the needle forward.
How's the reception been on the testing so far? What are we, 3 days in?
40%.
Yeah.
But no, honestly, it's actually not been that bad because, I mean, just because the 15 things exist doesn't mean that everyone has to do them. So when they come in, it's, oh, Timmy, you don't have to jump today.
Yeah.
Or, hey, Leanne, we're not going to do a broad jump. Like, it's very much still, not everyone has to do the 15. It's individualised based on what's relevant, but also doable. And for the most part, like everything, it's just something new that people are adverse to start with.
Yeah.
And then when they come in on Monday and I go, stiff shit, we're still doing what you did last week, they're going to get a rude awakening. So
I mean, it's pretty interesting, like, look at like human psychology just around. You present something new and there's that initial resistance to change, the fear around what it is, why we're doing it, all that kind of stuff. And I think the gap is just that little bit of education around, we're doing this so that we can clearly see your improvement over the next 12 weeks. It's like, yes, we track all your lifts in Train Heroic, we track your session, we track your sets and reps and loads and everything, but this allows us to have 4 opportunities a year to go, have we made progress? Are we doing the things that we want to do? Are you getting closer to your goals? Are you becoming more capable? All of that kind of stuff. And for the populations that maybe don't feel they need to be jumping and running and stuff, there's regressions that we can do, but ultimately we want our community to be athletic and to be capable so that you can do cool shit outside of here, but also get yourself off the toilet when you're 80, etc.
Good analogy.
Just mention the toilet and Tyler goes...
Just watching his brain tick over while we're having a conversation. He zones in, he zones out, he's back in, and he's laughing.
Almost zoned out completely.
Our staff meetings with Tyler is just like,
Mate,
what do you think? And he's just like...
What?
What's this?
Oh, sorry, I fucking stopped listening 5 minutes ago.
At least he's honest.
And I'm looking forward to the goal setting because that's like, it's one of those things that everyone kind of turns their nose up at goal setting a little bit, but all it does is, like, we're going to answer, 3-4 questions. Like, what does winning look like? What do we need to be good at? What do we need to do? And then how will we know? And if we repeat that every 8 weeks, and build that into our calendar when you go, oh, fuck, I don't really want to do it.
Do you want to try again? 4, 8, 12?
What did I say? Did I say 8? Fuck. 4 plus 8 is what I meant. Quick maths. And it just becomes part of our system. So, yeah, essentially we're going to run the business off a 12-week cycle from here on out. We'll bring a friend week and... Yep. We'll do our events a little bit more scheduled, and merch will be every 3 months and all of those kind of things.
Like a broken record. Barriers only exist if you create them.
Yeah, so just bringing system and process into the things that we're currently doing and just solidifying that a little bit more. New hoodies, get around it.
We haven't seen them yet.
Maybe. I don't know. I still haven't completely decided how we're doing it, but I have 2 colours.
Yes.
Probably a lime green, pine green.
Pine green.
Not lime green, pine green.
Pine green, yeah.
Very different.
Little dark green.
And some beautiful embroidery. So... yeah, that'll be exciting.
They look good.
No billboards.
No billboards. Yeah. I like the billboard. I think I'll put a billboard on the back of this.
No, you don't.
No, you can't see it. Who gives a shit?
The people who don't buy them.
Yeah, I know. Whatever. Yeah. What's
unpack a little bit of the staff retreat the other week?
Yeah, fuck. That was a whirlwind. So for those that don't know, we took the team away for 3 nights down to Blairgowrie, the beautiful end of the peninsula. Basically, the goal was to spend some time together outside of here, just get clear on, like, those 4 questions I said before. What does winning look like for us and our members and our community? What do we need to be better at? What do we need to do about it? And then how will we know? So, essentially, we kind of came out with 3-4 main RFIs for us as a team and growth areas, I guess, and things that we want to be better at and improve at. First one was member journey and kind of solidifying those checkpoints and things like that. So we've just whacked the 1,000 session club, the Hall of Fame up on the walls, which is pretty cool. Which for those not great at maths, 1,000 sessions is a fuck ton.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. If you train every weekday for 4 years, you'll hit it. Like every single weekday. Like, so, you know, to be open 7 years and to have four and almost 5 people have hit 1,000 sessions is pretty cool. So yeah, if we're going to do those milestones, we're going to celebrate those milestones a little bit more. We're going to have a 5-year, 500 session club and a 3-year, 200 session club. So those visuals will be up in the gym over the next couple of weeks. That 12-week cycle for the member journey and just, a few more checkpoints. Mum will start in a member success manager role next Friday. Now that I'm moving house into their house, I can crack the whip a little bit more at home.
Go on then.
I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, like a lead balloon.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Not happening.
You ready for him to be a dishevelled man for at least 10 days?
No, I reckon I'll be okay.
Again.
I reckon I'll be okay.
But it's you got to drive from Pearstown now.
No, I've enjoyed, because I've been up City a few times the last few weeks, up again on
that's
Sunday.
That's short
Like,
term.
I'm actually I'm trying to, like, I'm framing it, right? Like, this is the stories we tell ourselves. I go, fuck, I don't want to drive because I'm used to driving 3 minutes down the road. Now I go, well, I've got 30-minute commute either way. I'm going to spend less time shooting home and back, which was brilliant. Loved it. And that time will come again. But now I go, all right, well, I've got 60 minutes a day to connect with people I haven't spoken to in a while, just listen to silence like the psychopaths like you, and actually switch my brain off a little bit. Podcast time, audiobook time. Soph Swanton got me onto Tattooist of Auschwitz.
Good book.
Which
I
I
read 5 pages. Not even kidding. Enjoyed it. Put it down.
It was like, I'm enjoying it so far. It's you read one Holocaust book, you read them all, right?
Tyler?
Essentially, I've read it's the Viktor Frankl one.
Man's Search for Meaning.
No, not Viktor Frankl. Eddie
Jacku.
Yeah.
Happiest Man on Earth.
That's the one.
I love those two books because they're essentially the same book. One's written by a psychotherapist, one's written just by an everyday human. It's fascinating.
I thought that was Tyler playing noises on his phone.
No.
It was Banksy.
Banksy at the door. I just forgot you was in it.
Anyway, I don't know how we went on that tangent. Soph was like, I borrowed it off you. How have you not read it yet? So yeah, I'm jumping on that train. Bad choice of words.
Can you two behave?
That was an accident. I didn't do that on purpose. Unintentional pun. Retreat. Yeah. So the member journey was the main one. The second part was what was the second part? Oh, the fucking gym floor. A big job. So let me preface that with saying that we're going to add another coaching stream essentially to our product. At the moment, we have VGT and VAD. Essentially, you guys all know that, but VAD is like your athletic population. VGT is essentially your healthy population. We're going to be adding a return to life, return to play, unhealthy pop model that our wonderful, soon-to-be fully qualified exercise physiologist will drive, where essentially you just have a little bit more one-on-one time with ex-phys sessions built into your membership. So what we kind of articulated in the retreat, was that the gym in its current state is great, but it was built as a PT group training gym, and if we're going to be running essentially 3 separate streams at the same time, the layout needs to be different. So yeah, new racks, new flooring, change in layout, essentially a complete overhaul of the gym floor, which Mitch is excited about.
Start again.
I'm not super excited about from a cost perspective, but
not my checkbook.
Yeah, but
within reason,
the justifications are there. That it makes so much sense for where our business is heading and what we want to achieve long term, and it allows us to have a space where we can give the best service possible. So, we had a chat a couple of days ago and mock it up and price it up and stage it out.
Some renders and some pictures, make it look pretty.
Yeah, so it's going to be super cool. It's probably going to be a 24 to 36 month project, I reckon. But we're going to stage it out, so we'll get little tastes of it as we go. But yeah, that's exciting. So yeah, there's essentially the main three things we came out of it with, and just continuing to find ways to enhance our members' experience, community connection, collaboration, which we're actually starting a new event or new weekly box to tick on Sunday.
Do you want to finish the retreat first? You've got 2 out of the 4.
What else did I miss?
You had 4 points at the start.
Well, I had 3. We did the coaching streams, we did the gym floor, and we did member journey. Mm-hmm. We talked a little bit about partnership stuff, but that's essentially rolling. Yeah. What else? What else did I miss?
Bit of marketing, bit of media, bit of George.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Bit of extra staff member eventually.
Yeah, it's a couple of weeks away. New staff member.
Extra staff member eventually.
Watch this space.
Yeah, there's things happening. There's
It's just dangle.
We continued all of the marketing growth team discussions that we have every week anyway. But we'll keep that a little close to our chest.
Yeah,
for now.
just dangle the cat.
Just a little dangle. But yeah, what are we starting on Sunday?
Run club, not club run. Those graphics yesterday gave me an aneurysm.
I liked it. Virtus Club Run.
So the interns yesterday, the 2 Stephs and Renee, were canvassing some stuff up.
They found the old ones.
Yeah. Well, I showed them the last ones. I said, don't use these. But
that's a Simon Cooper.
Yeah. So run club.
Cooper job.
Run club. 8:30 Sunday mornings, Mornington Park to start with at least.
Yep.
And then we'll venture out places. Yeah.
Why? What and why?
Because the peninsula needs it, and people love that shit.
Yeah.
And why? Because I've wanted to do it for a very long time, to be honest.
Yeah, it's been the kind of thing we've talked about in the past, getting it going, and it was kind of like we were all either too busy or it wasn't a priority for us to go. Yeah, we can be there every week.
Yep.
But now it is.
Yep.
What's it look like? What happens? Do you rock up and then obviously we run, but like
well, it's not just running. So just the general preface I've been giving everyone this week: it's run, walk, bring the dogs, have a coffee, stand around, do what you want.
Yep.
It's what you make of it space for what you need.
Yep.
So for an example, on Sunday, the first one, Bill will do a bit of connecting, activity-based thing, and the idea that our businesses and our community people end up kind of taking a week at a time. So 1 week, Lulu might take the activity, snakehole, etc., whatever they want to do. Could be a game, could be a connection, could be whatever. But again, that's long term. And then off into some sort of activity, and then into whatever you want it to be. If we walk up Main Street, get a coffee, end up at Bussy, get a coffee. So well, it's very much we'll make it what we want to make it as we kind of take it.
Yeah, and there will essentially be levels to it so that the avid runners can have a ripper session, and the guys that just want to bring the dog and bring the kids can do essentially the same thing. We start and finish in the same spot, and then we do something together afterwards.
Yeah, so Sunday's running or activity, movement-based activity, is 10 minutes out, 10 minutes back.
Easy peasy.
So if you're a 3-minute K runner, you can run at 3 minutes. If you can walk at 16 minutes, and if you want to jog, you can jog at 6. It's very much you make it what you want it.
Yeah, nice.
Open door policy.
Yeah,
friends, family,
essentially
community.
we want it to be the kind of thing that we just create the space and people want to be there. Bring friends, bring family. There's essentially there's no real barrier to entry other than getting up on Sunday morning and being there.
Yep, and all the friendly business will have some banners and stuff up, so it'll be a pretty nice sight to see down there.
Yeah, got a nice juicy Virtus banner coming.
Yeah, juicy Virtus banner. Private C's coming down. Sweet. Lulu, speak and share. Just our usual characters.
Yeah, it just gives us another opportunity to connect and collaborate with good people doing good things.
Yeah.
I won't be there, unfortunately. I have to send my apologies in for this week.
Well, you are doing something important. Getting some brownie points with your daughter. They are.
Where are you going?
I'm taking Lucy to Emma Memma, which is the orange version of Emma Wiggle. Emma Wiggle shed her skin.
Careful.
They took her out. They took her out to the farm and.
Careful.
But now there's Emma Memma. So I'm taking Lucy to the city for her second city experience after Run for the Kids, which we'll talk about. Mm-hmm. For her first official gig down at the Athenaeum Theatre. Take her out for coffee beforehand. Get a chino. Good stuff.
Brownie points.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it's going to be interesting.
I might actually just come and just video you the whole time.
Oh, mate. The show's only 40 minutes, which I assume they've done for the dads that love their daughters but don't want to have to sit through an hour and a half of Emma Memma.
Probably just the attention span as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But 40 minutes would be about all I've got. Like, we listen to one video a night as Lissy goes to bed. We watch and listen to one of the videos, and like when she picks the 3-minute one versus the 90-second one, I'm like, oh fuck.
Yep.
So
times that by 13.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a ride. I'll talk about it on next week's podcast.
Is it like seated or
I
is it
actually
like a
don't
mosh
know.
pit or something?
Apparently,
What's the guys?
I assume it's a mosh pit.
Fucking the kids are in there.
I hope it's like a mosh pit just with heaps of balls in it, so it's like a ball mosh pit. No, I think it's actually fairly intimate.
Is that just a ball pit?
Well, yeah, but like with shut the fuck up. I think it's fairly intimate. It's like some of the videos that we've watched in the past, there's like maybe a couple of hundred people, and she like walks through the crowd and sings with people, and the kids go down the front and dance. So, Lucy will lose her mind. It'll be awesome.
Yep.
When we start driving home, and she's like, "Hey, mum," but she'll want to listen to it on the way home in the car. So,
make an extra hour.
Yeah, I've got a whole hour of it. Hopefully, she falls asleep or something. But yeah, miss the boys' practice match on the weekend. Miss Run Club, but. We do these things because we love our daughters.
You would have been missing the boys' practice match anyway, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Trying to dive into
that. Great little Tyler's on the segways. He's not providing much, but he is providing segways.
Segways never really took off, did they? They kind of like had their time in like 2010. And
how about those little
stopped riding?
Those little hoverboard segways, like without the handle.
They're pretty cool. Just lean forward. Watched a video the other day of a kid on that. He's like falling on it and it starts spinning. And he's like bit of centrifugal force going on, but
Do you like that, Tal?
Centrifugal force.
So say that again.
Centrifugal and centripetal force as well.
There it is.
I've a fairly sizable tear in my intramuscular soleus tendon, which a little left of centre from previous injuries. I thought I just had a shitty calf for the last 12 months, but turned out, the dull ache I felt during one of the pre-seasons runs last year was a little tear, and managed to tape it and play through it last year. So now it's nice to actually be on the road to recovery with a plan in place. I'm at week 4 of a 10-week rehab process. Started loading a little bit more this week with some bodyweight calf raises, single leg calf raises, loaded ISO holds, bit of prowler drags.
What's that 10-week process?
Bit of conditioning.
Like from a criteria standpoint. What do you got to tick off to get from where you are now to like back? Essentially,
I'm just like a little bit more load each week. So, where's me? Oh, my phone's fucking videoing. But so next week's essentially like run prep. Starting to do a little bit eccentric stuff, bit more loaded concentric stuff. Some more intense ISOs. The week after is. And then I'll go see the physio next week, hopefully end of next week, to do some testing to kind of clear me to run, because obviously we go from like 1 to 3x body weight, doing that stuff to 5-6 plus body weight, depending on how fast and how much I'm running. And then essentially it's just a progressive overload running program where we start with some RFD stuff alongside the running. Do a little bit of ISO, do a little bit of plyos, like low plyos, and we go on some heavier plyos, and essentially as we go through that process, volume goes up, intensity goes up, and I will get back to training. Hopefully, 6 weeks out? Hopefully, 2 or 3 weeks, I'll start doing like some basic drills, and then I'll basically build in change of direction, agility stuff, reactive stuff, and then just gameplay. So it's round 5.
What sort of
That's the plan.
Criteria do you need to tick off to get from like one stage to the other, just like pain free?
It's a bit of an interesting one because of where it is. There's not a lot of nerve supply in there. Little bit issue with blood, like lots of blood flow. So I won't necessarily be able to gauge it with pain, and that's one of the reasons why it's kind of hung around for a while, and I didn't actually get an MRI when I first did it, because I thought it was just a little calf, but turns out the feelings I was getting was blood in there. So it'll essentially be how I'm feeling, how it's responding. I did a little bit of screening last week. I'll do some more next week, and then it'll be, I guess, the feeling that I feel when I run and it feels shitty over the last 2 months of pre-season, it kind of feels like a bit of a dead leg. So if I do another week worth of this stuff, and I'll know first or second run in whether it's feeling good or whether it's back a couple of steps. But it's a bit frustrating because I don't necessarily have like pain as my guide, which is as much as I don't want to wish an injury, I would much rather just like snap an arm or dislocate a shoulder because I know the process.
You don't want to do that.
I know the feeling.
Not a shoulder.
I could deal with a shoulder again. Shoulders, I like touch wood, it doesn't happen, but I'd rather something like that than this because this is just annoying and frustrating. I'd rather something that's clear cut. You do your X's and O's and you're fine.
You blow your back out last week, Tyler. You want to talk about that?
Shit, we're not going well, are we?
Yeah, I had like a 48-hour injury. At the time I did it, I thought I was fucked. Like,
You shuffled around the place. I nearly worked for you.
I didn't go to footy training. I couldn't go to footy training physically. I hadn't missed one all pre-season and had to call the coach and say I'm not making it tonight.
Do you want to preface that you're coaching at footy, not playing?
Yeah, yes. Got a lot of questions raised about that one.
What happened?
I was deadlifting. Would have been about 3 weeks ago today, actually. It was on a Wednesday. Not any heavier than I'd ever done before, like just, normal weight that I'd done the previous week. And my second set, fourth rep, just a bit of a pop in my lower back. And at the time, it actually didn't feel too bad. Like, it hurt, but I was just like, oh, that felt a bit nasty. And I got up and
everything just went...
Got up and walked around. It was okay and packed up my barbell and weights and finished my session, what I could do, and went home, sat on a Zoom call for 2 hours and got up and was oh, God. But still thought it'd be okay to sort of get to footy training, and then made the mistake of like sort of just laying on my bed, chilling out for a bit, and then I was like a turtle that had sort of rolled over onto its shell, was on its back, and I like just could not move. That was after Mitch saw me shuffling down the stairs at Virtus.
Are you right?
I thought I was in really, really big trouble. Like, had a painkiller. I'm not a big painkiller person, but fucking was in a bit of serious pain to have to pop a few Panadol.
I love how you definitely define that as painkillers.
There's levels to this shit. That's ground level.
Yeah, that's not even ground level.
And it was essentially bedridden. Went to bed early because there's not much else I could do, and then woke up the next day and was like probably 70% better. Still a bit unpleasant. And
did you get some treatment? Did you do any of that?
I was going to see Fizz, and he said, I can't see you today. I'll see you in a couple of days' time. And by the time a couple of days' time rolled around, I was pretty well as good as gold.
Yeah. Was there anything that was different? Was it the way you lifted it, or was it just one of those things that just happens?
Really, really sloppy. I think I was just rushing. Probably could have done a few more warm-up sets. So I was training actually at about midday, which I don't usually do. I usually like to train about 7 a.m. So I was training at midday, and when I do that, I tend to rush because I don't want to be spending too long in the gym. I want to get it done, get back to work and doing other things with my time. Actually, no, and I had that Zoom call as well. So I was rushing to get home for that. So I didn't do as many warm-up sets as I probably should have. Rushed, sloppy rep that I wasn't quite prepared for. Pop. That was it.
Nice little teachable moment.
But yeah, it's been pretty I've deadlifted twice since then. It's been pretty nerve-wracking both times. Haven't gone anywhere near as heavy, but
it's never good to have this stuff happen. But it's a nice like puts you in the shoes of the clients or members that you've had in the past that have had similar things.
That's been the blessing from it because I've dealt with a few low back pain clients in the past that have had injuries from deadlifting, not in this gym, but in other gyms and with other trainers, and yeah, they've had a lot of hesitation when it comes to deadlifting here due to that experience. So it's good to understand what they go through because sometimes, I've never experienced that myself. So sometimes you're just like, fuck, come on, like, you're right, I've got you. You're not going to hurt yourself with me, but now I understand why they have those beliefs. Yeah,
it's all well and good to have like there's no bad movement mindset, which is fine. But when people have experienced genuine, like debilitating pain,
I can understand.
I've done it from a hip thrust before, essentially the same thing. It was just like, that rep was a little off, and you can't move for 2 days.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice to experience that stuff. Maybe not nice, but it's helpful to.
Thankfully, only come at the cost of 2 days. It wasn't a debilitating injury.
Mate, we fucking heard about it though.
Oh man!
Honestly, it was nearly Keep Cup standard.
It was genuine. There was genuine.
Should we unpack that again?
Look at him.
Did you find it?
Nah.
If anyone's seen Tyler's Keep Cup, just let us know.
That's long gone. It's not showing up.
I genuinely think it's still somewhere.
I have ties.
I have faith.
We're going to find it one day. It's going to be glorious. You healthy?
Yeah, I'm good.
Fit,
I
healthy?
haven't broken anything for a while.
Fucking love that.
I was actually thinking, I actually don't think I've done anything injury-wise lifting ever.
Good. She don't lift heavy enough, but anyway.
Fair enough. You trying to go deadlift?
Last thing before we wrap this baby up. Last Sunday we went up to the city for Run for the Kids. Tyler didn't come because obviously he hates us, but
I only knew it was a thing like 5 days before. Mitch is like, "You going to Run for the Kids?" I'm like, "Oh, when is it?" He's like, "This weekend. Can you cover my shift? If not," I'm like, "Oh, so I'm already busy."
Yeah, that old chestnut. No, we had an angel step in and cover the gym, which was wonderful. More about that later. But yeah, what do you think? First Run for the Kids since Ryan Pass was pretty.
Yeah, obviously
tough.
a big turnout. It's nice to see people you don't often see that much, and you all come together for the same cause, same thing. So that's always nice. Had 5 people run the 15.
Something on those lines, yeah.
Yeah, Reese, Ollie, Tess, Laugh, and maybe it was 4.
Yeah.
Did I forget someone? Doesn't matter. Probably gonna matter if I forgot you. Sorry.
It's because he doesn't care.
And then there was 70, 80 of us in our purple.
It was massive. Sea of purple. Lucy got in the news.
Lucy got on the news. Bowie ran away.
Yes.
Jimmy got interviewed for free.
Yeah. Man, he was a popular boy.
Yeah, it's the right crowd.
Yeah,
It's the right crowd.
It's true.
Yeah.
4.6k
walk around the Melbourne.
Yeah, it wasn't 5k, was it?
Nah, 4.6. Couldn't find the extra 400 metres, apparently.
I got my steps up.
Yeah, I had a big weekend of gallivanting stuff-wise. That was a bit too excessive.
Nice.
Today you close off the Westgate for that. Was that the Westgate I saw you walking?
Balti.
The Balti, yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
They close it inbound. So you're heading into the city.
Yeah.
So you go towards Footscray, you can't come up
Yeah,
Footscray.
it's essentially a circle from Docklands up the Balti, like past Costco, up the Balti, back down along the Monash, and then is it the Monash after the bridge, after the tunnel?
Yep.
Anyway, and then back in. So it was a good day. It was emotional day, but it was good to see everyone together, connecting. Lunch afterwards.
Yep. And then I'm sure at least 95% of people had a nap after.
What did I do after? Yeah, I fell asleep. I fell asleep after dinner.
Long day.
And then didn't wake back up. Thank you to my beautiful wife for setting my alarm for me and cleaning up my dinner.
Sounds familiar. We talked about this downstairs before, actually.
Yeah.
Well, not before. When was KP in? Last week? Must have been Friday last week.
Yeah.
About you sleeping through everything and her having to do it all.
I'm not the
Just
best.
a strong sleeper because we're talking about Billy being a sleeper.
Oh, mate, you go to Billy, do you want to go to sleep? And she just, like, the other night, the fucking funniest thing, she was cracking the shit. So it was like 9:30, she's screaming, something wrong. Usually it's change a nappy, she's dropped one of her bunnies out of her bed, which are these little comforter things. She's finished her water and wants more water, or she just wants cuddle. And I'm usually pretty efficient in, like, giving her a cuddle and saying, "You want to go back to bed?" And she's like, "Yep," and she'll lay back down. But this is like 2 or 3 times. I'd put her down, she'd settle for a moment, and then she cracks shits again. And she'll stand out at the edge of her bed. I'm like, "Do you want some water?" And she's like, "Yeah." And she picks up and like throws it at me. Like, she usually just passes it, but she was just like tired. She just piffed at me. So I filled it up, walk back to her, give it to her. She sits there, doesn't breathe, smashes the whole thing, turns around and just goes, boom. So there wasn't like a lay down, but drink bottle's still like in her mouth and just goes, and then asleep. Like that.
She's
so
a good water drinker.
She's definitely my daughter from a sleep perspective.
Just on Billy being a good sleeper, it was a few weeks ago that you needed me to babysit your daughters for an hour while they slept. I think you went and checked out a house, and you're like, "They're not going to wake up." So I'm like, "Well, what do I do if they do though? Like, they're not going to wake up."
No, you'll be fine.
Yeah, 20 minutes into it, Billy starts crying, and I sort of left it for 5, as you said to do. She might put herself back to sleep, and it like got well. Like, I've never heard her scream so loud in my life.
Yeah.
Fuck. Here we go.
Nice little insight into our 2 a.m.s lately. It's been a bit of that, but thank you for doing that.
That's all right. We got there. Actually managed to calm her down eventually.
Yeah, see, it happens. When she realises that we're not coming back, she's like, "Oh, fuck, I can't do this forever." But it turns out they can. So anyone going through the parenting deal at the moment, feels. Sucks. Tyler gets it, kind of.
10 years' time.
Then he pushed Billy over yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before?
You did.
When he went to grab her and she just
Tripped over her own feet. Looked pretty bad.
It was
Mate,
so funny.
she's a human wrecking ball, though. She's just like...
so funny.
Like she whacked. I was pulling her on the prowl this morning. I stopped suddenly twice.
Headbutted the radio. I lost it. I was on the ground crying.
She's,
you missed this morning.
Yeah, she's.
I think I heard it.
Yeah, it was.
She's a little human pinball, so she'll be okay.
No one was really watching. It was just Tyler and Billy. And
you cleaned her up. Wow.
Yeah.
I think it looks pretty. I think I went to pick her up maybe, but as soon as I sort of went there, she tripped over her own feet, and it pretty looks pretty bad.
Yeah, she's good. Anyway, I reckon that's let's wrap it up. We good?
Go on then.
So.
Any more for any more?
No.
Get here for testing. Get around your goal setting next week. Let's do good things over the next 12 weeks, and don't miss Run Club.
See you Sunday.
Run.
Have a good day.